Okay, great. Good morning, everyone, and happy Mother's Day. It's May 11th, 2025. And of course, a very special day for everyone, really, in the world. I want to say hello to our group here on YouTube, rather on Zoom, and also hello to those who will be watching us on our YouTube channel and on our website. Today we're going to start off with a meditation. Korianka isn't able to join us, but we do have her guided meditation. I'm hoping that I will be able to share it with you. Here we go. If I can find her. Oops. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Not yet. Oh boy.
I see a screen, but not Korianka's thing.
Okay.
There you go. Google.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
Google.
We're halfway there.
Oh, there's no sound.
Don't worry. There's hang on a second, folks. Got more editing to do. For you, share screen. Share sound. Okay. Oh boy, this is a nightmare. My computer's been acting up, so let me try and get us back.
Here we go.
Lie down or sit in a comfortable position. To start, you might close your eyes if that feels good. Take 3 deep, relaxing breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We'll start scanning our bodies for any tension there might be. Starting at the head. We'll do this together. We'll just observe without making any meaning out of it. Scan the crown of your head, the back of your head, your face and neck, your shoulders, one arm and then the other, all the way down to your hands. Now your back, from the neck all the way down to the final bone of the spine. You can focus your attention now on your chest and your abdomen. Are there any sensations so far? Any muscle tension? Just observe it for now. Continue with your right leg and foot and your left leg and foot. Wherever you found tension, let it go gently by visualizing that it is a white cloud that slides down your body all the way to your feet, leaving your body through the soles of the feet. Perhaps there will be many clouds of tension leaving your body. That's great. You're letting them go. You can feel good about it. Once tension is out of your body, it will be gone and transformed into life-giving energy. Let's take a deep, relaxing breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let it feel good. You can stretch your body and make sure you are comfortable wherever you are. You are a beloved child of God and the earth, deeply connected to her. Notice how your feet are planted on the ground, either physically or energetically at all times. Feeling the earth with the soles of your feet. Feel how your energy grows and extends itself from the soles of your feet towards Mother Earth. You are growing energetic roots that go into the moist, rich soil under your feet, uniting with the Mother, receiving nourishment and love from her. The more your roots extend and go deeper and deeper into the earth, the more you feel deeply grounded and held in love by Mother Earth. Stay present in this moment. You can feel it. Remain grounded and present in this moment. Grounded and present. Grounded and present. You can gently go back to your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And one more time. Now you can slowly open your eyes when it feels good to you, and move your body slowly as you come back. Enjoy a beautiful day.
Okay, we're back, and I apologize. We had an intrusion on our meeting this morning, and that's the first one we've ever had. It was a group of, it looked like they were in Africa somewhere, a group of school children. But they got a moment of peaceful relaxation thanks to Koryanka.
Well, you had your first Zoom bomber, so I guess you hit a milestone. That's what they're called, Zoom bombers.
Yeah, Zoom bombing, and I guess we're lucky that it was them and not other Zoom bombers who have other messages to throw at us. So
I see them all the time in my other groups, so it's just a bit. Yes.
I guess you get used to it.
Yeah, they just kick them out. They're just like, okay, they just kick them out. It's
yeah. They decided to draw on the screen as well, which was really pretty. So today we're doing an open mic, and this is an opportunity for everyone and anyone to share their thoughts. Of course, when discussing this with Sue earlier in the week, we thought, given that it's Mother's Day, it might be a good day to make that the focus, if you don't mind. And so I'm gonna just open the mic here to anyone who wants to sort of get us started on thoughts on Mother's Day, whether it's in regards to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, your own mother, your mothering experiences, all of that. So who would like to get us started with their thoughts on this Mother's Day, May 11th? A lot of thoughts going on. I can see wheels spinning.
Well, I can start, I guess.
Thanks, Julie.
I was, it's like what you talk about. The word mother can mean Mother Earth, Gaia energy, an appreciation of that. And mothering, the word of mothering can mean so many things that are inclusive. It's supportive, it's caring, it's nurturing. And I was texting a friend this morning, and her mom, she's with her mom in palliative care. And just, that this isn't, and she's a mother as well, and the daughter, and all the roles that we play. And she said she was reading her Bible this morning, and what came up with it for the word mother in Hebrew means strong water, which translated, I'm just reading her text, translated to glue, meaning we hold everything together. And, this is, our friends, and just, women in life, so I thought that was very beautiful. And I wanted to just to share that. I often say that to my mother, you're the glue, without even really realizing that is from what she was saying in that kind of more of a literal sense from the Hebrew word. And yeah, that was just like how I started my day, with that kind of insight. And I know, Susan and I have shared, or even, with other friends, sometimes, you're talking about your mother, and sometimes it can be, a tiring conversation, or it's it's sharing in that journey. But what I have learned from my mother, and just being a mother, is healing. And it's just kind of in that sentence that practice makes. It isn't about being perfect, and it's about how we show up. And I know, with just wisdom, being older, and own experiences, and just even from my own ancestors and the tools that they had back then, and how they were able to show up. And I'm grateful, in how, with their resilience, how they passed that on to me, and how just looking at things differently. And even in myself, we're in a generation where we have access to a lot more things, different kind of pressures. But in the essence, I think what I've learned when I look at my mom, she's this diehard Newfie, and she's just like a fireball, that's always been her essence. And I'm grateful, to have someone like that to reflect on today. That's my little sharing.
Thank you, Julie. Tell us about your mom. When you say fireball, was she a fighter for the family?
Yeah, she was like, she grew up in Newfoundland, and they didn't have much. And there was 4 kids, and they kind of pretty much lived off the land. You know, they had their root cellar, and she joined the military quite young, like 17, and so she left Newfoundland. But you know, and through that, you know, we were military, so you moved a lot, and even her as a woman back in the military time, soon as you were pregnant, you were forced to leave the military. And you know, that's where how they treated women back then. So that's a lot of your identity, you know, it kind of these stereotypical roles as women, that, you know, your place was in the home. You couldn't participate even in a workplace. So just a transition from that, and you're in. So yeah, she had to, and my dad was juggling 2 jobs, and yeah, it's you reflect back, and how, with, you know, like I said, with her own knowledge, what they had to go through, and she had to put up with a lot, and she just kind of kept her chin up, you know, and it's still a reflection of her today. And you know, that attitude from the rock, you know, she always had a strong foundation. um and you just kind of, you know, put your lipstick on. Like it was just, this is the day, you know, like there wasn't much time for pouting or any kind of uh and that is yeah, she's still like she's still living in her home. My dad died a couple years ago, and she's still able to maintain and volunteers, and she's very involved in the community, which is when we think about longevity, she is a very good example of staying limber, hands-on. She's someone who has her faith, and you know, still has her attachments to the military with the Legion, and community and her network. Yeah.
That's so nice. She's going to have to watch this video one day and blush.
Yeah, well, it's just that now, you know, she's had with my children, and then my sibling, you know, the grandchildren, right? And that's the generational stuff that comes down. Um, yeah, and yeah, it's I feel you know, and I just found out that I'm going to be a nanny, so I am very happy and excited about that.
Well, you get to say put your lipstick on now.
I do.
That's wonderful. It's so true about the strength of so many women, particularly back then, and how they really had to endure to raise a family and do without in many cases, and yet somehow persevere, because you're really the only hope for the glue that holds the family together, as you say.
Hmm.
How about anyone else? Would anyone else like to share their experience of having a fantastic mother or being a partner with one?
I have a mom that doesn't, I don't know, her and I are complete opposites of each other. She loves the outdoors. She loves to go walking. She's very active. I prefer the indoors. I used to be like really into nature and stuff when I was a kid, but not so much anymore. Um, I don't know. It's almost like I don't know how she could be my mom, because we were like completely different.
Yeah. And did she have a spiritual path?
Not really. I mean, my parents are both Christian, I guess. Like the kind of like not really extreme or anything, but they made me go to church when I was little and stuff like that. And but I mean, we do have one thing in common, the moon. Whenever there's like some celestial event, like the sun or the moon, like an eclipse or something. And then both of us are really interested in it. And my dad doesn't care at all. And I guess that's really the only thing we have in common. And we both love animals. Like the only mother I've ever been is to fur babies. Like I had this one little pet rabbit, little white rabbit. His name was Yuki, means snow in Japanese. And I had a heart connection with that bunny. He was like my baby. So that's the only motherhood I've ever experienced. But I mean, I love my mom and everything. Like she is very strong and a good provider for the family and everything. So I respect her and I admire her, even if we don't have that much in common.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have a day like this to be able to think about that, and to be able to give our thanks even inwardly for our moms. Who else has a story they'd like to share?
Well, I'll jump in, Greg, and say that Michael and I were speaking earlier about Divine Mother and Mother's Day. And, he was commenting on, the vibration of the feminine of Divine Mother in everything, of course, in every cell of our body and in every cell of existence. And in listening to the stories so far, I'm thinking about all the qualities that our mother, there's the powerful, strong warrior attributes, and then there's the soft, gentle, loving, compassionate, nurturing. So all these qualities that are the essence of mother. And it takes a lot, to be a mother. Like we didn't get any, book on it, but we all can be mothers, right? It has nothing to do with being a man or a woman. Like Michelle said, mothering a rabbit or mothering a friend through something. We know what it means. And probably most of you know that I'm a big lover of the work of Paramahansa Yogananda. And I was reading on this website called Ananda, and Ananda is a global spiritual movement that's based on Yogananda. And there's a piece on the website that talks about the many faces of Divine Mother. And it's a really beautiful piece. And it says, the mother aspect of God, it says, for centuries across the world, there's been an imbalance that favors masculine energy. This is evident in the realms of religion, where God is generally described as God the Father. And Paramahansa Yogananda tried to change this unilateral approach and used himself as an example. And he says, I myself worship the mother aspect, especially. He means mother aspect of God. For the mother is closer than the father. The mother aspect of God represents that part which is aloof from his creation. The mother is creation itself. Even among mankind, the human father is more disposed than the mother to judge their erring children. The mother always forgives. And so in this piece at ananda.org, it really goes on and talks about the divine cosmology. And it says that God is primordially the impersonal, genderless, timeless, spaceless spirit. God is the pure, unmoving, eternal consciousness. But when that one spirit manifests creation, it assumes three aspects. One, Father, which is God beyond creation. Son, which would be God in creation, Christ consciousness, and then the Holy Ghost, being God as vibration, manifesting creation and nature, which would be like Om. And so then he goes on to say that the Holy Ghost is the mother aspect of God. And so in just thinking about this view from Yogananda, it's just a worthwhile read. It says, the one transcendental spirit becomes both father and mother. Yogananda explains their differences. Pure reason or wisdom is the father aspect of God. All nature that we behold is the mother aspect of God, because in nature we find beauty, gentleness, and kindness. The flowers, birds, and the beauties of nature all speak of the mother aspect of God, the creative motherly instinct of God. When we look at all the good things in nature, we feel a tenderness rise within us. We can see and feel God in nature. So anyhow, I'm just reflecting really this morning on Mother's Day about the divine essence of the mother that's in every cell of my body, your body, the universe. And last night the kids went in to get some food at a restaurant we love, and they sent home this gift for me for Mother's Day, and I'll just show it to you. It's really sweet. It's and there's a little card, and so it's roses with these little lights and these swans here. But I thought to myself, I mean, it's a cute little thing, and it says love at the bottom. And I thought, really, it just captures this essence of this Holy Spirit of Divine Mother in absolutely everything. And, it is the glue. Like I loved hearing that strong water glue, because we see it, right? I see it in my 86-year-old mother. She is the glue still somehow in our family, even though she's, losing her physical strength and so on. She is the glue, and she's taught me so much. I have a wonderful mother. She's a great mirror. She's mothered me in such a beautiful way. And she's also, showing me all the things we do in these tight, close relationships. We learn so much. So those are my thoughts this morning on Mother's Day, Greg.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know your mother quite well, and I also know how different you are from her in many ways, and the way that you are perhaps more of the nurturer type of mother. Of course, I didn't know her when I was younger, but your children obviously see you as somebody who they are reliant on in many ways, emotionally, spiritually, and are in constant contact with. I guess, Celicia, welcome. We see you snuck in here as we were talking today. Our subject is Mother's Day. And we're so far been sort of sharing stories about our experiences with moms. And I'll share a little bit about my story. I have, maybe you could say I'm blessed to have two moms. One was my birth mother, and through a series of unfortunate circumstances, me and my siblings were given up for adoption. And I reconnected with her in my 30s, I guess. Or late 20s, and saw a woman who had a lot of strength, and saw what she had really done for her children. Giving up your children doesn't sound like something a mother might want to do, but in the circumstances, with a partner who was very abusive, her strength came from knowing that we would be better somewhere else and with someone else. And that's the case, definitely. What I found out was what she went through just to keep us alive is astounding. And she shared over the years, she passed away about 2 years ago, but over the years of our childhood until I was say 6 years old or so, she really had to fight for us to even have food on the table, and have a place to live. And she didn't have the this the sort of strength that family gives you, because in many ways her family and hers parted ways. And so she was left with an extremely abusive partner and 3 children. And you can only imagine what that would be like when you're 20 years old, 22 years old, 21. I think she was 19 when she had my sister. And so, but I got to know her strength, and see the sacrifices that she made for us. And I also recognized, her uniqueness. She was the funniest person you ever want to meet. She always had a joke, usually one that you wouldn't want to tell in church. She was fun. She was hilarious. She was the youngest, or the second youngest of, I think, 7 children, Sue. Something like that. Sue,
9. 9 children.
9. 9. The reason I ask Sue is that she is actually my cousin from my birth family, and so we're within a year age of each other, and so she grew up with my birth mom. Her name was Roberta Hagar, and so she knew her as a close friend and family member, and knew the family better than I would ever get to know them. And then my second mom, her name is Regina. She really became the rock in my life, in the sense that, again, she gave up so much to adopt 3 children. She adopted me and my 2 siblings, her and my dad. And she was the sweetest, kindest woman you'd ever want to meet. And yet persevered through World War II, moving to Canada from the Netherlands. Just what she went through in her younger life would be, shocking for most of us. And then to, give up basically their later years in their 40s, 50s, and retirement years to raise 3 kids, 3 more children, is stunning. But she showed me the value and the truth of unconditional love, and having the ability to forgive anything, really, and also be that gentle soul who we got to connect with, and I certainly did. She showed me that kindness and love is really the way, and so even she passed away as well a couple of years ago at the age of 101. But throughout her time with us, she never wavered in terms of her love for all of her children. And so I'm really thankful for that. So those are my 2 mother experiences. I'm not maybe talking about their spiritual message. My adoptive mother was a Christian, was a Catholic, and held that as her strength throughout her life, and shared that with us, but never sort of forced it down our throats. And so she believed in Christian values, but she didn't take every message literally. She would encourage us to think about it from the perspective of people are generally good, and you don't maybe need to believe that every miracle happened, or that every story in the Bible is the truth, but more so the underlying basis for being a good person and, to others and to the world. So there you go. That's my story for the day. And yeah, I think about both of them very much, a lot. So who else wants to jump in and rescue me from this?
Oh, can I go? Is it okay if I
Oh,
go
do I?
or?
Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, so I don't want to talk too much about my mother, but she passed away when I was 11 years old, and she, she was the inspiration for me to write my book. This is a book of poetry I wrote, and that's why I came to this meeting. I thought it was an open mic, so I was gonna read a couple of poems. Is it okay if I do that?
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Thank you, Brandon. I hope you join us again,
Yeah,
not just for this meeting.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
So my first one, this is a book of 8 books in one. Um, this one's from my fourth book. It's poem number 13. What it was when I came to see nothing's lost in eternity, then I realized I was free, and all I've done will always be. My poems are pretty short. That's one of my poems. And I got another one right after that. It's book 4, poem 14. Help me help you understand how your impact changed the land. I know you shifted time as soon as you read my rhyme. Watch me watch you move it all. Move the world before you fall. Let me let you come to know, come to realize this is so. So those are the two poems I was going to share today. It was my whole book was inspired by my mother pretty much. Like I said, she died when I was 11. Um, and I have a YouTube channel I was going to put in a chat if you guys want to
Yes.
subscribe. I'm hoping to get more subscribers on my YouTube channel. I only have 80 subscribers right now. I want more.
Well, we'll add some more for you. Brandon, if you can also maybe jot down the names of your books, if there's a place that we can access them, and some of our viewers on YouTube may also be willing to. What I loved about your poems, they're short, but you can tell that you put a lot of thought into what it was that your mom brought to your life in just 11 years. It's beautiful that that you would have the inspiration to write it down and to create really what would be memorable short verses for people to use to reflect on their own lives. So thank you. Where do you live, Brandon?
I'm in Massachusetts. I've lived in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts in
Oh,
United States. Um, I've moved to like more cities than I could count. I don't even know how many apartments I've lived in. I've lived in so many, but mostly just Connecticut and Rhode Island and Massachusetts.
wow. Well, and obviously, wherever you go, your mom is some of your inner strength and part of who you have become as a person. So thank you for sharing that. So please write that in the chat when you get a chance to. John, were you going to share something with us?
I thought, yeah, I thought I was going to say something, and it was something that I didn't think about, obviously coming to this meeting, but the reference to Mother Earth, say, I think we forget about that, as individuals, that we're on the planet, and somehow we make a contribution. And but the way things have evolved over time is that we have lost that connectivity. And when I reflect back, I think of how we went through a process of industrialization, and we went into this very competitive mode in a very restrictive uh, uh, um, pie to be distributed amongst every, And so, you know, there was always this antagonism because you're always fighting, you know, and that may be, you know, referencing the, you know, the masculine energy. You know, we do mention Mother Earth today, you know, we want to get back to that connectivity, I think, you know, we want to go back, you know, and see how, you know, instead of competition, you know, we might want to cooperate more, you know, with not just people, but you know, with the actual planet, you know, how we fit into this whole picture. And so I thought that it is a, you know, it's a good to reflect that, you know, yeah, we're on the planet, and you know, the planet is spinning on its axis, and you know, I gave a talk about Eckankar, and you know how you know we interpret reality based on soul. But we how can I say, you know, we all uh, concentrate more on vibrations, you know, and that's basically where I'm coming to. And everything vibrates in the universe. We vibrate, and I found out a little while ago. This is how connected we are, but you know, obviously, is that our brain functions at a frequency of 8 hertz. And guess what the Earth's frequency is? 8. So whether you know it or not, we're so connected. It's just we lost that connection. And I think uh, making an effort to get back to there, you know, and I think, you know, and I watch a lot of YouTube stuff on, let's say, natives, how we've replaced their model, you know, of let's say agriculture, and separated them from the land, and how now they're getting back, and how the land is responding. It is the right way to go. You know, we've had this model that was not right, and hopefully we can get back to nature, and have that impact on our spirit as well.
I love that. And we've had some guests on. And John, first of all, I want to say I apologize for not recognizing you as one of our
Oh,
guests.
that's
I'm
okay. It's okay. No problem at all. Mhm.
I'm I love the messages that you brought us, and you know, Michelle shared you with us, and so we treasure the fact that uh, you know, the lessons of Eckankar and the model, if you will, are shared on our website now for the
Excellent.
rest of time, as long
Mhm.
as there is an internet. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, we've had some guests on recently from a group called the Amoquin Nation, and they're basically an Algonquin group that is fighting for their
Mm.
recognition. They were kind of lost in the English didn't want them, the British, I guess I should say, didn't want them to be seen as a recognized indigenous group because they were allied with the French really early on in
Mm.
their existence, or early on in when the settlers came. Um, but
Mhm.
but you know, it's the importance of the indigenous connection to Mother Earth, the fact that, you know, around the world, it's indigenous communities and nations that have been in regions of the world for tens of thousands of years in many cases, have such a
Mhm.
deep connection to the land, and not just
Mhm.
as a way to gain prosperity, but something to hold for future generations. You know,
Mhm.
here we often hear about the for 7 generations to come. That's the
Yeah.
indigenous nation way of thinking, is
Mhm.
to say, you know, what are my children's 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 children's, etc., going to have if I exploit the fishery, if I destroy the land, if I mine out all the minerals, you know, what's left for us? And so, you know, working in as a journalist for many years, it took me a while to kind of make that connection that really they're the ones that hold the truth, they hold the story, that we need to reignite the interest in that. here in Peru, the indigenous nations have medicines that we're only now beginning to recognize. These are plants, medicines that they were using to treat disease and health situations that are actually now forming the basis of some modern medicines. You know, scientists are studying these plants and seeing the value of them because, you know, you talk about the number 8 and the fact that the vibration is the same. Well, guess what? The plants and the animals and the planet have a deep vibrational connection that there's a reason why we are, you know, part of this planet, not just beings living on it, but we, you know, the food we eat, the plants we use for medicines, etc., are deeply integrated with possibly hundreds of thousands of years of humanity, depending on what your beliefs are. So I'm really glad you mentioned that. And it makes me sad kind of to look around here sometimes and think that the people here who have been, you know, the indigenous people who have kind of been absorbed into the Spanish way of thinking have kind of lost their connection. When you know, walk down the highway here and you see some people throwing cans out of their windows, the world is a garbage dump, and it's disappointing to see that. You wouldn't expect that disconnect, but it's there, and it's really, as you point out, important for us to reconnect with us being one with Mother Earth.
Greg, you reminding me of Stacy McQuabi, the chief of the Amaqua, of his T-shirt, right, that he often wears, which is, you know, his black T-shirt with the earth and I'm with her T-shirt. It's lovely, and you know, that's the thing, isn't it? Really, it's kind of like the Hallmark Mother's Day or the Hallmark Valentine's Day. It's like every day is Mother's Day. You know, the really, I am with her, like the T-shirt, I'm with her. We're with the mother. Her essence is informing everything, everywhere, and it's all Mother's Day. And yet we, you know, I'm not against the Hallmark thing because if it brings awareness to the consciousness and the love and all the energy that the mother brings in its various forms. Anyway, just saying every day's Mother's Day, and so we could love Mother Earth and love Mother in all her forms every day. Wouldn't that be, well, this would be some sort of utopia that we're not in right now.
Yeah, but it's but I think it's a beautiful way to sort of wrap up our discussion today, because I think we've lost Celicia, but we've all had a chance, I think, to share a little bit about the importance of this day for us. Brandon, thank you. I'll put the YouTube channel mention in the chat here as we sign off. Sue, would you like to sort of bring us out of this with the mantra of unification? If you want, I can post it on the screen.
Well, you can if you want. You
Greg,
don't
before
need
you
to.
do that, sorry,
Yeah.
do you think I'll be able to connect with you, let's say via email or something, and you know, just see if I can just talk to you about things, maybe Peru, Sacred Valley, and things of that nature?
Sure, but I actually think that Sue would probably be a better
Sue?
person
Okay.
because
Happy
she's
to.
her and her husband Michael, who really
Mhm.
founders of this group.
Okay.
I'll add Michelle in that too, because she's been stalwart in the sense of being with us from the very beginning. But she has been connected here for 20 years at least, right, Sue?
Yes. Okay, just
Yep.
I'll write it down. Yes.
I just sent you,
And
yeah,
so,
my email address, so. Happy to
Yeah, I'm
chat,
just
John. I would love to
looking at,
chat.
I'm
Cruise
going
my
to the
favorite
chat, I'm going
topic.
to the chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just going to put the mantra of unification on the screen for Sue. And
you don't have
as
to.
you're
You
doing,
can if you want, whatever. Okay,
well, why not?
why not?
Elvira
Why not?
at
That's right.
gmail.com.
Okay.
A note with the link.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'll just invite you then to just take a moment and close your eyes or lower your gaze, or if you want, just read along the screen. The mantra of unification. The souls of all are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form and life and all events, and bring to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all people love. Miigwech namaste. Amen.
Miigwech.
Thank you so much. And,
Thank you, everybody.
yes,
Thank you. Thank
Hopefully
you
see you again
sharing.
in a couple of weeks.
Have a glorious day. Yeah, we have a great
Thank-
speaker in 2 weeks. Hope to see you then.
Yeah. And Brandon, just stay on here for a moment after we pause the recording. I'll give you that link. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.